AI fundamentals. Now, this session will go with basic and then we'll touch base some of the advanced concepts, so that I know there will be people, who already know AI, who are already using it. So for them, some of the things might sound very basic, but at the same time, there'll be people who are still new to AI. So first of all, right, what is happening across the world? If you see this, this is a live data from the PMI Institute itself. 80% of the project management task will be automated by AI in just next 4 years. We are already at end of 2025. Just in next 4 years, 80% of your tasks are going to be automated by AI. 86% of the enterprises are ranking AI as their top priority skills. That we all know. There's nothing secret here. There's only 1% of the organization who believes that AI is not mature enough, or there's still time when AI can really take over the task. So you can cut the noise and ensure that it's changing already, and it's already here. Now, when I talk to people, there are many people who still believes, that, oh, AI, I know AI, I use ChatGPT, to query all my doubts and all. But AI is not about ChatGPT, first of all. I must say that ChatGPT is very, very, like a minuscule percentage of what AI is, if you consider the entire artificial intelligence. But still, let's understand, whenever you say AI, I use ChatGPT, you have to understand that you're not talking to a right person, because ChatGPT has just few models, and it has its own use case. Definitely, some of the models are great, but then there are a lot of other companies who has already much better model, or at least they are coming up with a very stronger model for a particular use case. So AI, this is GPT-5, but then recently, just day before yesterday, they already released, GPT 5.1. So those models have their specific use case in terms of reasoning and then code generation and all you can definitely do. But then here I want to ensure that you are all aware that there are a lot of good models from Google, in terms of Gemini series, Anthropic Claude, that's one of the most, I trust this model very highly, very safe, very reliable, and the skills of analyzing the financial data is too good, with the Anthropic models. There's a model from Grok, XAI, and there are definitely models from Perplexity. Now, Perplexity model are also very grounded. They have a lot of source citation in their models, right? So we will see all those terms. But first thing, what I want to understand is ChatGPT is not AI. It's a very minuscule percentage of AI. We'll jump on some of the core concepts here. And guys, you all can put your questions down in the question and answers. As we go through this, we'll definitely, I'll keep on answering those questions. And then definitely there's a question and answer session. So if you want to ask something, just put those questions down here. And then I'll ensure that, as we go ahead, we keep on answering those questions. So first of all, as a project manager, whenever you're leading any project, right? I mean, now technology is a part of each and every project. You have to touch base with the technology. There can be a infra project, there can be a chemical project, whatever industry you belong to, you still have to ensure that you're aware of the technologies. Now, when we are talking about AI, I cannot skip this some of the key terms which all of you should understand. Now, all these terms, if you ask me, we can have entire day of session for each and every term. But here, I'm just trying to give you a very high level overview. If you know, it's fine. But if you don't know, at least you should know that, okay, this what these terms mean. Okay, LLM, it's a large language model. In a simple layman language, it's a person who is trained on entire library of data. So imagine that there is a library with lots of books available across all the different sectors like history, geography, science. And let's say there is a person who knows each and every book. That's your LLM, right? Large language model. What is a context window? Context window is how much a person can understand within a short frame of time. So let's say if I give any instruction to a kid, I know that I can give 4 or 5 instruction, but then if I keep on giving more instruction, he'll not be able to remember those. So you have to understand what is that context window, how much a person can understand. Prompt engineering. Prompt is something which is key, which is base, when you try to use AI. You need to ask right question. You have to frame your query correctly to the AI so that it can come back with a proper answer. And you can see here, better prompts is one better prompt can give you a 10x better result versus a wrong prompt which can actually give you nothing, the model will just hallucinate. Multimodal AI, now AI can read text, images, audios. It's not only limited to just text. So that's like multimodal AI. RAG, it's a concept. If you know, it's fine. If you don't know, it's a bit hard to understand. But you have to imagine. RAG is something that if I train someone on a very specific topic, let's say if I am training someone on a math and specifically algebra, then I know that person knows algebra very well, right? So that's what RAG, you kind of additionally train a particular model on a specific area. It's your retrieval augmented generation. Fine tuning, I think so everyone understand. We always, whenever you do anything in your life, whether you write code, you design a product, you always have to fine tune, and that's what fine tuning means. Tokens, for a layman purpose, you can assume that uh, a token is a word, right? One token you can assume as a one word. It's much more complex than that, but at this level, I don't want to confuse you. But the token is basically how LLM understands it. LLM still though we feel that LLM is understanding or AI is understanding your English language, behind the scene, it's all about numbers. It's all about binaries, right? So you have to understand that the entire architecture is anyways based on the computer language, which is a binary language. Embeddings. Now, this is a term which, if I have to explain you, it will definitely take more than a day. But at a very high level, what I want to tell you is how close you can relate, different terms. Let's say if I have to say a king and a queen, right? They are related in a way. So whenever you convert any text into an embeddings, the similar words gets embedded together, and that's how AI knows the context, and AI can answer or regenerate the text. Okay. Agents will come to know it's basically a virtual human who is going to help you, when you progress in your journey. Hallucination. Hallucination is a term which I typically call whenever people drinks, right? I mean, eventually they will hallucinate. So you have to understand that AI models also will hallucinate. You have to always verify, the information that AI is given because they can give some wrong information. Chain of thoughts, it's the sequence how you think. Anything, whenever you think, you have steps in your mind. You frame the logical steps in your mind, and that's what the chain of thoughts means. And then few shots learning is again simple term. Now, what are the capabilities that we already know AI is capable of? Can AI read? Yes, it can read thousands, lakhs, millions of pages. Can it write? Yes, there's no limit. It can write whatever you want. It can write poems, essays, or whatever. Can it add? When I say add, it's not about mathematics, but can it add to the context? Can it create a new generation, new text, a new literature? Yes. Think. Now, this is important. You have to understand AI is also able to think critically. It is able to, brainstorm with you and create an idea and guide you, so this is already possible. Okay. And this one last is most important that we all as a project manager should know. AI can today execute the task as well. Okay. So it's not that only, reading, writing, okay, I can think also, but it can actually go and execute the task. So you can imagine the power of AI, and this is all which AI can do already right now. Okay. Um, Present, yes, AI is able to do all those stuff. Future, AGI, ASI. Trust me, I'll leave this topic to you. If you can go and do some research on AGI and ASI, you will definitely be surprised that where we are heading to as a human race. This is AGI. If it really comes, it's more or less, it's like you will not have any work left for the humans. Okay. So yeah, so this is, I just wanted to at least introduce this concept to you. Any question, type in, but we'll move on to the next topic.